What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And today we have a bunch of wrestling figs that I've compiled over the past month. I haven't posted in a month because I've been moving houses, so the room tour will be coming soon. I got all my old figs out of storage. It's gonna be dope. But right here we got a bunch of new Mattel, Jakks even, and Jazzwares figs to review and open up here. And I'm gonna tell you guys where I got these because I don't gatekeep, as they were each $4 a piece. But or for the AEWs, and I don't know about the Jakks as a gift, and then the Mattel were standard price. But yeah, these were steals of pickups right here, and let's show you what I got. Alright, so the first one that I'm most excited for is the Series 4 Cody Rhodes in the suit. We have Series 118 Elite Solo Sikoa. We have Series 5 Sammy Guevara. We have Series 4 Hangman Page. Series 4 Luminaries Jericho. Series 5 LJN Darby. WrestleMania 41 Hulk Hogan. Series 119 Braun Breaker. And a Jakks Classic Superstars Rick Rude. But yeah, let's get into all the figure reviews now. Real quick, just to show you the price of where I got these. We're gonna take a look at the Sammy Guevara, $3.99 right there at DD's Discounts. They also have them at Ross for the same price. So if you find, or if you want to look for figs at Ross or maybe DD's, then definitely go there. But they are older figs, but as you can see, the boxes aren't even that banged up. They're pretty good condition, so if you're a card collector too, that could be nice. But let's get on. Real quick, just to let you know, I'm currently at my dad's house, so I can't show you guys putting these figs on the shelf. But first off, we're gonna be starting off with the LJN Darby Allin from a Series 5. Taking a look at the box here, we have very vibrant colors compared to the regular AEW. Has the OG packaging with like the fans in the back, cartoon-ish picture of Darby right there. And in the back, you get a poster right there. I'm probably gonna put up. It seems pretty cool. And you also get a cutout card right here, so that's pretty nice. And then yeah, let's get into it. Alright guys, so got the figure out, and we're gonna take a look at the poster right here. I'm currently unrolling it. This is the poster, pretty cool. You know, I'm gonna put it up in my new room. I think it's like inspiration to the OG boxes that they used to do. But yeah, it's really nice poster right there. But then getting into the fig itself, if you guys know what these are, these used to be the figs that started it all. Like, these were the first type of wrestling figs back in the day with like likes of Hulk Hogan. And they didn't have any joints of articulation. As you can see here, I can't move his arms, his legs, his waist don't crunch. But yeah, I like these ones because I feel like you can be as rough as you want with them and they still won't break. They're just kind of big pieces of rubber with detail. This one looks like he's in Gorilla Press Slam position, and he actually does come with an accessory with a chain right here. But yeah, pretty nice callback and tribute to the OG figs. Of course, Darby Allin wasn't in the old fig lines. I did not have these ones growing up as a kid. I was born 2012, which means I was Mattel line, yeah. I was Mattel, very early Mattel. But yeah, pretty cool fig, 6 out of 10. The next one we are going to be doing is going to be the Series 5 Sammy Guevara in the jail outfit. I think this was one of the Anarchy in the Arenas that they did. But yeah, I have the Target exclusive Sammy, but this is a cool one to have in the collection too. This image is very pixelated. I don't know why, because everything else looks so clear and stuff. But this is real pixelated, so I don't know. But yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so for the accessories, you get 2 changeable or interchangeable heads and 4 interchangeable hands. The first one that we got here is the Screaming Sammy Guevara right there. Kind of a little bit of messed up hair. And then you got the normal expression Sammy Guevara. He kind of got a smirk to him. And then the hair is pretty fixed right there. For the interchangeable hands, you know, pretty basic. A lot of figures come with these, but 2 interchangeable hands and 2 fist hands. So that's nice. But let's get on to the fig. Alright, guys, so now getting into this fig, first things I notice is that the articulation is really, really good. WWE needs to learn, because when they do figures that are in wrestling gear, they are usually really stiff. But this one isn't. So WWE, Mattel, take notes. But yeah, taking a look at the gear, I think it really captures the moment. He's like a jail inmate. You know, just a black jumpsuit in the front with inmate right there. But on the back, we have Guevara, Harris County Corrections, right there. Pretty good articulation in the arm, really good articulation actually. Boom. But yeah, the only thing that I noticed was that the head is really hard to move, but maybe some hot water can fix that. But yeah, this is a really solid figure for $4. I mean, this wouldn't be my go-to Sammy, but shit, fuck, I don't have my tripod. I'm gonna focus. Okay, this wouldn't be my go-to Sammy. I think that Target exclusive one's one of the best. Well, this is a really good solid one. You know, if you find it at DD's, I would definitely pick that up right there. But, and you also got the black and white sneakers on. These look like Jordans. But yeah, let's get on to the next fig. Alright guys, so the next fig we right here is the Series 4 Hangman Adam Page. With all the beer cans and the cups. I think this is, no, this isn't where the Elite reunited. That's not this one, but this is a pretty cool one with all the like celebration cups and a promo attire jean fig. We'll see how their Jazzwares jeans stack up to the Mattel jeans. By the way, I didn't have any of these figs before this video, so it's really nice to have them all in hand now and not pay full price. I saw one of these at Target the other day for full price, and don't buy it there, buy it at DD's. Look how much that was, $3.99. But yeah, let's get this fig opened. Alright, as you guys could probably see in the packaging, you get a ton of accessories with this fig. First off, you got a gun hand, bullet club hand, and you get 2 mic holding hands right there. And then for the other accessories, you get 2 like drinking cups. These aren't really shot glasses, but they are just like clear cups. And then you got your this could be like your Corona, this could be your Miller Lite, this could be your Budweiser. So you got 3 beer cans right there. Pretty cool that they added these in a fig. And I can't think of any soda with those colors, so they're beer cans. But yeah, let's get into the full fig. Alright, as you guys could probably see in the packaging, you get a ton of accessories with this fig. First off, you got a gun hand, bullet club hand, and you get 2 mic holding hands right there. And then for the other accessories, you get 2 like drinking cups. These aren't really shot glasses, but they are just like clear cups. And then you got your this could be like your Corona, this could be your Miller Lite, this could be your Budweiser. So you got 3 beer cans right there. Pretty cool that they added these in a fig. And I can't think of any soda with those colors, so they're beer cans. But yeah, let's get into the full fig. Alright, this is the fig in all of its glory. And first impressions is that he looks like he's about to do cowboy shit, as he says, you know, cowboy shit. But yeah, one thing I did notice again is that the beer has to be in like a choking hand and not really a mic holding hand, otherwise it will not fit. But yeah, here we go. First impressions, I really like the shirt. I like all like the paint design right there and the pockets right there. Pretty cool. We haven't seen a shirt like this on a fig really. It would be nice if it was not cotton, fabric goods. And then taking a look at the head sculpt right here, it just got a smiling Hangman, which I don't think we get often, so that's nice. And then taking a look at the rest of the fig, which has a lot of detail. You can see the belt buckle right there, which looks like the All in Texas one. Blue jeans standard down and some cowboy boots. But first impressions, how many times have I said that? Articulation is really good on the waist, and so is on the arms. I think this is when Jazzwares was at their best. And after this wave, I think I took a little bit of a pause on collecting wrestling figs. Maybe just for like a month, but I don't know why. But then and Mattel should learn again, because Jazzwares mastered the jean mold. I get maybe these are skinny jeans, but yeah, I really like the molding and the detail on this. And here are the cowboy boots with like some glitter on them joints. But yeah, pretty good fig. I would rate this an 8 out of 10 because it captured the moment. And same with the Sammy, man. I'll go maybe like a 7.8, only because it's really basic. There's not too much to it. So yeah, but let's get on to the next one. All right, so the next one that we got is a Luminaries Chris Jericho. I think this was maybe his CMLL days, or maybe his oh no, this is the Lionheart, so maybe WCW. This is series 4. Pretty good set right there. I remember when that one came out. But yeah, no bullshit. Let's get into this package. Oh, real quick, I like the glossy effect. But yeah, let's go. Alright guys, so getting into the accessories, they're kind of skimped out, but I kind of understand why. First off, we just got a pair of my quoting hands right here. But this is why they skimped out, because they only gave us 2 different accessories, a pair of interchangeable hands and a jacket. But this jacket is absolutely insane. It's I think it only covers up to the waist, but then the tassels drip down. It'd be cool if this was cloth, but it isn't. One weird thing I noticed is when I opened this out of the box, it was a strong soy sauce smell. You know, I don't know why, but yeah, this jacket just looks crazy because it's so big. It'd be nice if we got this in cloth and everything. But yeah, that's the only accessories that we get. But let's get into the fig. All right, here is the fig in all of its glory, and I think this is a really 50-50 fig. There's some really good positives, but there's also negatives. One of the negatives is I don't think this head sculpt really looks like Jericho. I think it looks like a soccer mom to me, especially with the long flowing blonde hair that kind of just looks like fake and plastic. I mean, what else could they do in action fig? It's just what I think. And then also for the thigh right here, you can see that they molded the tassels onto the leg, and it actually makes it look like his legs has some kind of like shit coming out of it, and it just looks hella weird. And I think it would have been fine if they just got rid of that and just put that. I mean, because these aren't molded on, they're just kind of painted on, so why are these molded on, you know? Whatever. Other than that, the attire is really nice. You have lion right there, and you have a decal of a lion right there, which I think is really cool. Articulation wise, these arms during this time were actually really good, and I think they still are. I don't know. Ab crunch is really nice, and so is the knees. I think this was the prime of AEW figs, or I'm just getting a wave of nostalgia right now, even though it was only 3 years ago. But yeah, one thing I did notice about it was you can't even swivel his legs right here. I don't know if that's because of the tassels, or it's just because it hasn't been second time in this video, man, or because it hasn't been out of the box in a while. And, you know, kick pads right here, you just got standard ones with lion across. But yeah, this figure is okay at best. I would say that it's a 6.7, no pun intended. Damn. All right, let's get on to the next one. Oh my god, bro. Alright. If I can get my camera standing, I'll have my tripod. Alright. So the next fig that we got here is going to be this suited up Cody Rhodes. I actually don't have a Mattel suit Cody, so this is going to be my first Cody. And as you notice, he's wearing a raincoat, so that's pretty cool. That's what sets him apart from the Mattel and the Mattel and Jazzwares. But here we go, back of the box. This image is also kind of pixelated, which is kind of weird. Excuse me. But yeah, let's open this fig up. All right, getting into the accessories, you have a pretty good amount, considering what you get. The coat does count as an accessory, so, but I don't want to take it off because the figure does look unnatural with it. Starting off with interchangeable hands, you get fist hands, obviously, and mic holding hands, obviously. And you get an AEW microphone, pretty cool. You get 2 interchangeable heads. You get the smiling Cody, and you get a screaming Cody, which are pretty good because those are kind of his emotions when he's doing a promo. He could also cry if he does, or be serious. But, oh my god. But let's get on to the fig in all its glory. Alright guys, so here is, damn, them birds. Here's the fig out of the box and in its glory. And lots of detail on this fig, lots of detail. Let's take away the mic from him. And the sculpts on the arms kind of make them stiffer. So that's kind of a downside right there. And the legs aren't too stiff. They still have full articulation, unlike WWE's. But still kind of stiff. And then if you take the look on the inside of the coat, you can see like the tie, the vest, the button up, the belt, everything. But if you take it off, he kind of has blazer sleeves right here, so it's gonna look kind of awkward. But yeah, I really like the raincoat Cody that they did. I do think they have a chase. I think it's gray or something. But yeah, this one looks really nice. You know, he got the loafers on too. But yeah, it's just a really nice fig in general with lots of detail, you know, promo attire, so not really too much to go to like he doesn't have tights on with a bunch of details on it. But yeah, I really like this fig. I would give it a 7.2 out of 10. Let's get on to the next one. Alright guys, so we are done with all the AEW figs. They're currently to the side of me because we're going to do a big pose at the end. But now we are onto the one and only Jakks fig that we have in this video, and it is going to be the Rick Rude Classic Superstars. Still in box, which is absolutely crazy, so I'm kind of tempted to open it or not, but I think I am and just keep the box. I checked the back. This was made in 2006, so almost 20 years ago now, with New Year being like 3 months away. It's currently September or something. October, November, December. Yeah, New Year being 3 months away. But yeah, I don't know how to open this and I don't want to damage it. So I'm gonna lock in right now. Alright, getting into the accessories. This is Jakks, so the technology wasn't so advanced. That's why there is no color on this intercontinental belt. Just kind of a gold mold. Yo, that rhymes. But we were able to preserve the package. Quick thought, sometimes I think that the reason they made packages so hard to open was so that fools don't steal them. And I think that's what AEW does now. It's the same packaging as AEW, which is nice, so I kind of know how to open it. But yeah, Intercontinental Championship belt. I have a couple of these Jakks belts with no color. And then for the big accessory, we have Rick Rude's robe right here, with Simply Ravishing on the back, with a bunch of polka dots everywhere, and then you got the nice like metallic type material right here, and it is Velcro right here, so you can stitch it on like that and it'll stay on. I actually have this robe in Mattel form, which they released recently with the Ultimate Edition like 2 or 3 years ago, and I bought that with this robe. That's it. But yeah, I have a small collection of Jakks. I have a Brian Kendrick and a Billy Graham, and I think I have a John Cena too. But this is gonna be my 4th one, and let's get into it. Alright, so here is the fig in all of its glory, and first things first, this kind of reminds me of Esqueleto from Nacho Libre. one of the best movies of all time. But it also reminds me of Rick Rude. It kind of looks like Esqueleto and Nacho. But yeah, let's keep going. No ab crunch, since this wasn't like the Supreme editions. You got pretty good hand articulation right there and wrist articulation. You know, it's all smooth considering that this is almost a 20-year-old fig. But we're going down to the gear here, and it has a ravishing, you know, like multiple different colors going down, and it is just standard blue in the back. And then going down, we have simply ravishing on the boots in Bruce Lee Game of Death color style boots. Yeah, pretty standard fig. It's like a basic, but with lots of detail. And I'm gonna put this on display because it's in such peak condition, and it has all the accessories. I don't know if this is when you beat Warrior or not. I think it is. But that's it for the Jakks. I'm gonna put it over there delicately. Let's get on to the Mattel. Alright, next fig is the Series 118 Solo Sikoa. Where do I have my knife? In the weekend colors, with like the suit and everything. This was like the Bloodline wave I remember in the collector's Cena. But yeah, I don't actually have a Solo Sikoa wrestling gear yet, so this is gonna be my first solo in the suit and everything. So let's get it open. Alright, here we go. Accessories. I noticed with the suited figs, you get a lot more accessories with them. And I found this out a while ago. But easiest way to open Mattel packages currently is just go for the top right there. And the fig you can slide out. But I think they're going to change the packaging, so that's going to be dated already. And you get 4 interchangeable hands. First, you got the Tribal Chief I Acknowledge You, We the Ones hands. And you get 2 mic holding hands, and they are both gloved right there. You get an Ula Fala, which kind of fits well on everybody, which is nice. You have the Weekend Sweater, which is kind of like a fleece type material outside. But yeah, this is a really nice coat. They should do more of these right here. But yeah, let's get into the fig in all of its glory. Oh my bad. Alright, here we go. Fig in all of its glory, and I would keep the coat on because it's more accurate representation. But here we go, just a standard like suit shirt right there. And I think they could have given him a new mold. He looks really skinny in this mold, like almost like Daniel Bryan. So I'm gonna keep the coat on just for that purpose. You got a red belt right here and suited Muhammad Ali pants. And this is why I'm gonna tell you that Alright guys, my phone died, so we're gonna run it back. I think I was on the legs. WWE, Mattel, take notice, because look how stiff that these legs are compared to the Jazzwares ones. These are absolutely stiff, and they just look boxy too. Excuse me. But here's a Cody Rhodes. Boom, look at that. Look how thick that is. I think that's my only critique about this solo fig, and also the torso. But here's the head scan. He kind of looks angry, but Solo's always angry. And one of the things that I was surprised about is that they didn't give us someone's spike hand. But yeah, that's for the solo fig. Let's get on to the next one. Alright guys, rest in peace. But the next one is the Hulk Hogan WrestleMania 41. Where you can build a Howard Finkel. I don't know what body part this comes with. This comes with the arms, more arms. But yeah, let's get into it. So let me show you how easy it is to open a Mattel from the top. So first off, 1, 2, you don't no damage to the box. Slide that up, slide the fig out, and boom, you got all that right there. That's a lot of accessories, man. Let's get into it. Alright, as you guys saw when I took the thing out the package, that there was a lot of accessories. But first, let's inspect the Howard Finkel accessories. You have a old WWF microphone right there. You got 2 slap hands right here. And you get the 2 arms for the Build-A-Figure arms right there. With the mic holding hands on it. And for the Hulk Hogan fig, you actually get a decent amount. So first off, you got, I don't know what these are called, but you got the ones that go around his neck and they're like fluffy and everything. You get a Hulk Rules shirt with no Velcro, and on the back it says train, eat your vitamins, say your prayers, believe in yourself, brother. His iconic saying. And you get a pair of yellow sunglasses right there. For the interchangeable hands, you get 2 fist hands, 2 mic holding hands, and 2 slap hands right there. And these are really tan. I'm just noticing that this fig looks really tan. But yeah, let's get into the fig. Alright, so here's the fig. And one thing I noticed is that you can't take off this bandana that he has on. It's molded onto the head. Hold on, excuse me. It's molded onto the head. And then the head scan, it looks just like Hogan, so pretty decent. I wouldn't take the shirt off him because I don't think he did take the shirt off in the segment. But if he would, it's your standard Hulk Hogan torso, the one that they use for all of his figs, new or old. You got double jointed arms, and the articulation right here is pretty good. The articulation on the solo, the torso's loose, and the arms are pretty loose too. So 5 out of 10 on this one. Forgot to rate the Cody, 8 out of 10. My bad, we're gonna catch up on that. But then from the waist down, it's kind of just a standard suit leg. These ones are actually These ones can actually articulate. Maybe I should shut my mouth because they aren't my Muhammad Ali fold. And as you can see, there's a piece of plastic right here. I don't know if you can see it, but that's usually used in like Jeff Hardy pants, right here, like that mold right there. So I'm gonna see if I can get that out, because then maybe we could put in like a towel or something. If I'm gonna do it, I have to do it off camera. But yeah, this fig I like, especially because the legs aren't tight. But yeah, I would just say that's 7 out of 10. Pretty basic old man Hogan. Let's get on to the final fig. Alright, the final fig of this video, which took like 2 hours to film, is this Braun Breaker Series 119, which is the newest set. I'm looking to get my hands on Ethan Page next, and that Dominic is pretty good because the head sculpt. But let's open this thing up, man. This is actually my first Braun Breaker, and I think that they changed the skin tone because he got more tan than last time. But yeah, let's get it open. Alright guys, for the accessories, you got 2 interchangeable pairs of hands and a title belt. First pair, you got pointing hands, and the second pair, you have mic holding hands. And I'm trying to rush through because I got somewhere to be soon, so I don't want to, I still need to get ready. But, and then you have the Intercontinental title belt, the new design, but not the newest design, with it doesn't have the blue, stuff and everything. It has a Braun Breaker side plates. I think this is his attire when he beat Sami Zayn for the title at SummerSlam. But, yeah, it's my first Braun Breaker, so it's kind of exciting. But let's get into it. Alright, so here we go. First impressions. All the detail on this gear with like the zebra print in yellow and black, Game of Death colors, and some white on this side, but not the other side. Real cool right there. And I feel like they really captured this guy's head sculpt, you know, with all the intensity and everything. He looks like he's about to kill you. But yeah, articulation. This head couldn't move at first, and I had to use lots of force, and it moved, and it went snap, like one of the loudest, like louder than that, and that shit was crazy. Articulation on the arms are really smooth, so I'm glad about that. Torso too is really smooth. This is actually one of the better articulated ones that Mattel has put out in a while, which is actually surprising considering their companies. Go check out my LWO video, and you'll see how I feel about that. But yeah, boot articulation, this is actually a really good figure overall. I feel like they just captured him well, the body, torso, and everything, the mold. It's just really nice. I would give this figure a strong 9 out of 10. Only thing that I would take away is that, or critique is that if they added a different head sculpt, I would kind of want like just an angry one where he's not screaming. But yeah, it's gonna wrap up this video. Alright guys, that's gonna wrap up today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy. You know, this video was really fun to make, and it's just all the steals. So if you want new wrestling figs for cheap, go to Ross or DD's Discounts. That's where they at. But yeah, if I had to say what the best fig was, I would say Braun Breaker, strong 9 out of 10. But the worst I would say is Solo Sikoa. I'm not gonna include the Darby since I did an LJN, but Solo Sikoa because just of how like unproportionate and the detail, articulation, and everything, pretty basic. But yeah, hope you guys did enjoy this video. Yeah, peace out, fools. Yeah.